Hey, 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 what's going on, fellow nerds? Darth back with another Queensblade Limit Break video. And in this one, we're just going to go over the Warrior trial for the new M Warrior. A lot of people are having trouble with this one because I think there were some changes, and I don't think that they're understanding the enemy that they're facing. Typically, these Warrior trial battles can be difficult, but there's a couple of things to consider, but this one is especially difficult because of how powerful your enemy is and how they kind of normalize stats. So if you're having trouble with the Warrior trial, maybe here's some things to consider in the team that I use to clear all 5 of them. If you've already cleared it, good on you. There's multiple combinations, but some are still struggling. So let's go in and take a look. Go into the limited summons. It's a new warrior. She's going to have a trial battle. She is a SP Mind Warrior, meaning that they technically get a damage and are supposed to get a damage resistance against, you guessed it, I'm going to go into 5 here. Oops. Firebugs. Little firebugs, man. We got Claudette. We got some really solid fire warriors here. So there's a couple of things you're going to want to consider. Is that Noelle is one of the original elite warrior. Nanelle, I'm sorry, is one of the original burn warriors. One of her specialties is revive block, removal, as well as transferring flame damage to the person with the lowest HP, creating a extreme nuke situation, not just a nuke situation. You have Hydrangea Guard, who puts guard on one enemy. She's not using the EX gear. On one ally, she's not using the EX gear. But every time you attack her, there's a relatively high or guaranteed chance to issue Flame Burn. And then you have the Piper, who's increasing the burn damage by a percentage of her attack. And then you have Miriam here, who can auto crit and just do what she does. She's a solid warrior. And then you got everybody's favorite love-hate relationship with Claudette. So there's a couple of things you want to consider. Is you got to consider your enemy. First of all, you're also going to take increased damage because Hydrangea Guard causes you to take increased damage. That's a problem. So you're not going to want to use warriors that are going to continuously attack, such as my favorite, Pirate or Alyssa. I have not been able to get through it with those two because they are multi-attack counter-attackers who are stacking flame damage, and that's the problem. And then Nanelle comes in, transfers it to one enemy, and nukes them in one turn. You don't want that. AoE damage is still hitting Hydrangea's guard, which is also common a problem. So here's what I use. I used her Swan, Axe Princess. I used the warrior that they give us. I used, who else did I use? You could use B. Sigwy. I actually got through some of the earlier ones with her, but I'm going to use her and the Easter Bunny. So we're going to get it going here. If you want to hang around for this, you can, but it's also tricky. I haven't lost Stage 5 yet, but RNG, the tricky thing about RNG is that that's the way it works. So here, she's got Hydrangea Guard. If you look, she put Hydrangea Guard on a random ally. If the EX gear, did you see all that burn damage that was transferred? One of the specialties of the new warrior here is that she can, when she takes fatal damage, she goes into the ice state and then heals 40%. She's basically a P. Claudette for the Mind warriors. Now, she's going to die several times throughout the fight, so don't get concerned about that. But if you don't have Piper, pick her up because she hits 5 times, and each time that thing hits has a chance to cause burn. Stacking burns a huge amount of times. That's part of the problem with Nanelle transferring it. And did you see how that detonation went off? And she's back. And it's just the kind of the way that it works. But this is just a little PSA. So Rage Axe is a specialty of this break attribute. Basically, it goes to the person with the highest attack, and it also reduces the damage if it exceeds a certain amount on the warrior. So it's really actually kind of important. Not to mention the fact that she does a ton of damage on her own. And as you can see, they're being wiped. This is actually the best and quickest run I've done, but Nanelle is usually the one that goes first. She's still on the field causing problems, so we need to get rid of her. P. Claudette still has a revive, but if you notice, I'm actually doing quite well. There's her revive. She's going to have damage resist for 2 turns, which is going to cause a problem. We're on turn 7, but if you can see, we're still going to get her. Now, to my knowledge, they haven't issued a patch for this, but from what I understand, a lot of people are having trouble. This is my witch. She is reviving. And that is it, guys. Stage 5 is done. I would click on the stats, but for some reason the stats is bugged that when you click on it, it freezes the game. But my Swan Princess was removing buffs from the enemy team. She's a buff stripper. She also has blossoms, but I don't know if that's active. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to kind of give you a team strategy there. If you're having trouble clearing it, just understand that your enemy is a detonator nuker with Nanelle. Showing you the power of flame, but again, the setup is here. Keep her in front. Use Swan, whoops, Easter Bunny, Rage Axe, and my Witch of Allure. And you should be able to get through it. Let me know what team composition you guys are using to get through it, and I hope that this helps you. If it does, like, comment, especially subscribe. It helps me as I continue to grow the channel. Thanks, guys.